Hi students, in this video I'm going to go over how to formulate inequalities from real world scenarios. So here we're going to have to read the problem carefully. We're going to have to identify what the variables are going to represent. Rereading helps to determine what those are, and then reread once again to identify keywords that can tell us which inequality to use. Some of them follow the format of y equals mx plus b, and others follow the format of ax plus by equals c. So either slope-intercept or standard form. They are linear, so those are the two options we have. All right, so the first example I'm going to go over, it says Catherine works no more than 20 hours each week. Babysitting earns her $8 an hour, and working as a hostess earns her $10 per hour. She needs to earn at least $180 each week to save the car she wants. For the car she wants. Write a system of linear inequalities that could represent all possible combinations of hours that she could work at each job to reach her goal. So first, we need to talk about what x, y will represent. It looks like Catherine is working no more than hours, 20 hours, and she is babysitting and being a hostess. So I believe those are the two options she has: the hours babysitting and the hours being a hostess. So babysitting earns her $8 an hour. So we can already set 8x because it's $8 per hour babysitting. And hostess, as a hostess, she earns 10 per hour. So we're going to have $10 per hour as a hostess. And this is money. So we're going to look at, she needs to earn at least 180. So the keyword here is at least. We can use the chart here that we have and look for that word. At least is right there. But you can also just reason through and say if you need at least this much, that means you're going to need more than or that amount as well. So greater than or equal to, and then 180. So that's one of the first inequalities based on the amounts of money given, and then the keyword at least. And then the next one will be the other number they're giving us over here, 20 hours. She's going to work no more than 20 hours. So no more meaning it has to be less. And also if you look right here, there's no more than right there. That means that equal to also consists of that. So at least 20 hours, meaning she has to work less than 20 or at least 20. And the x and y is the hours of work per job. So we just put x plus y. And those two will be inequalities that represent that situation. Okay, let's look at the next situation. We have Colton is building a rectangular fence. He wants the length of a rectangle to be at least 25 yards and the perimeter to be no more than 150. Write a system of inequalities that can be used to show the possible combinations of the rectangle. So let's talk about what x and y could represent. So we're looking at, he wants the length to be at least 25 yards and the perimeter no more than 150. So if we think about what we need for a perimeter, we need the length and width. Whenever we have a rectangle and we find the perimeter of that, we need to find out what the width and the length is for that rectangle. We need that. So let's just say that's what we're going to have as two unknowns because we don't know what they are. So we can say x is length and the y is the width. I wrote that opposite. Okay, length and width. It says that the length has to be at least 25 yards. That means that the length, the x, has to be at least. So once again, at least is that keyword of greater than or equal to. So greater than or equal to 25 yards. At least 25 yards. And then the perimeter, we do need to consider the formula of the perimeter. So the perimeter, we know we add all the sides, and that's usually seen as W plus L plus W plus L. But also the shortcut to that is knowing that we have 2 W's plus 2 lengths. And that's how the perimeter could also be calculated. So again, we can either individually write each one or put 2W plus 2L, or sometimes people also write 2 times W plus L because it's the width plus the length times 2 because you have it twice. Whichever it is, it needs to be written in terms of X and Y in this case. So I'm just going to use the 2W plus 2L. So 2, I'll just do 2X, it doesn't matter, plus 2Y. And it has to be more than 150. So more meaning greater than, more than that amount. So it has to be also, I guess you can use this as well, more than right there. The dilemma is, can it equal to? Well, actually, I noticed it says no more than. So it has to be less, sorry, it has to be less than 150. It says no more than that. So once again, no more than means equal to. So we have the length has to be at least 25, so X has to be greater than or equal to 25, and the perimeter has to be no more than 150. So this perimeter has to be less than or equal to 150. All right, so again, these are just more for you to practice and convert all the information given into inequalities. So use this chart to help you with the keywords.